video, so if you are listening to this, I am no longer live. I am making the Harriet handbag from Swoon Sewing Patterns. My sewing machine is the Juki DU1181N. The thread I'm using is a Tex 80 from Wizardry, Stitchery and Crafts. And my needle size is 19. So I feel like those are my main questions. Hello everyone, hi. I'm not sure I'll be able to finish this bag, but I'm gonna get some of it done while I'm here. If anyone has any questions, let me know. However, if I miss it, I do apologize. Hopefully someone else will be able to answer. I've got a fresh bobbin, and so I'm going to start on the straps. My middle foot is a little loose, so I'm just going to tighten it really quick. I am using the foot that comes on the Juki DU1181N. That's a question I see pop up a lot. Charlie, let me get some Cheetos. Nothing like a fresh bobbin, so true. I am also using a vinyl that I hope to carry on my website. I'm super excited to try it out. It has this gorgeous texture. I love the way it feels. Suzanne said, if you had to buy another machine, would you get the same one? I would. I love this machine. However, I have had 6 years with this machine. Just about, maybe 5, 6 years. So it's easy for me to say I wouldn't get anything else because I've been through any rough patches with this machine that I might encounter. Like my TechSew right now, I'm not having issues with it. There's nothing wrong with the machine. It's just me learning it has been a curve. And being that I'm so used to this machine, it's hard to get used to the flatbed machine and the way it works, etc. So if you are thinking about a cylinder arm machine, I would definitely look into the Thor 1341, I believe it is. Definitely check out Monica from Castine Handcrafted's videos. She uses one. And yeah, I think that the flatbed from recent Relics designs makes it insanely easy to convert it from a cylinder arm to a flatbed. And then I saw she recently posted these like seam guides, etc. So cool. If you're talking about this machine, all of this came together. Hey Jennifer, just finished Felicity. Oh, fun. Phyllis, I can't wait to see your Felicity. I have been carrying mine and I love it. It's a little stiff as a crossbody bag, but Eva says, I've really been liking my new machine I got in late May, but I think we fell in love this weekend. Eva, what machine do you have? I can't recall. It's so hard to match up people to like Instagram versus their YouTube names, etc. So I apologize. Oh my gosh, this vinyl is so soft. Brother PQ 1500 SL. Oh, very cool. I have used the Tex 45 from Geeky Hardware and it always unwinds so easily. Do you ever have trouble with handling the thread besides all that? How do you store your bobbins? I think the only problem I've had with the thread is that it will shred sometimes, but I haven't had that issue recently. So it could have just been a bad spot on the thread spool. And then I have all of my bobbins here on like a thread rack little bar that I taped to my cart. But just make sure you give the bobbin a nice little tug so it's loose, but then if you want to store it, just give it a pull so that the thread gets caught in there. I said that this was a vinyl. It is a fuzzy backed vinyl, but it just feels incredible. It really does feel like a leather. Made a body for my mom for Christmas and used vinyl that feels like leather, and she doesn't believe that it's not leather. That is incredible. I'm kind of hoping that that's what this vinyl is like. Because right now it just feels beautiful. I hope. Sometimes there is a downside to fuzzy backed vinyl, but it's so hard to know how a vinyl is going to fare, you know? It's always hard to say. All right, I'm gonna need my ruler. And I think it mostly comes down to how well a vinyl can turn. Okay, here's my flap. Set that aside for now. I'm just going to work on my side panels. I always find that they're not necessarily the most tedious, but they are time consuming. Audrina asked, how do you keep them from unwinding? And like I said, if you just pull that thread nice and tight so it gets caught in between the layers, it'll keep from unwinding. Whoa. I was just about to say, obviously I don't do that every time because this one's over here unwinding, but yeah, you just give it a little yank. You can snip any excess and you should be good. All right, so onto these side panels. Trying the canvas from the grand opening box. Oh, exciting. Yeah, I would love to hear feedback from everybody about how you're enjoying the vinyl sewing up and how the canvas is working for you. On Saturday, we had the release of the water-resistant canvas by the yard, and everyone was very excited for it. It did sell out. I'm so sorry about that. But we didn't have a ton. So I do apologize. Okay. What camera do you use for recording? I use my phone. Oh good, I'm glad it's not fuzzy. All All right, so I'm just gonna cut a piece of the zipper tape. This is a number 5 zipper tape from Zipper Valley. I absolutely love this rainbow tape. It's so vibrant. I love it. And I think I'm gonna do something fun. If you want to mix it up. Lauren, remember the other day when you said you loved Lavender and Twine? Well, I went on and got their patterns. Is there any chance you'll do a tutorial? So she actually doesn't allow people to do tutorials for her bags because she has video tutorials, and I fully respect that. What's reversible zipper tape? I have not used it, so it's hard to say. But I just cut these 2 pieces to the same length. And then to really mix it up, I'm just switching over those pieces. I think it looks really fun. Oh. Oh, look at that. I love it. So I've marked 1 inch from the top edge on that zipper panel. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of loosely melt these together so it doesn't move. And if your sides don't line up while you're doing that, just trim off the excess. And melt it again. This definitely takes some getting used to. I used to be scared I was going to burn my finger, but I don't. I just ordered reverse zipper. I'm not sure. I feel like you probably will need to buy reversible zipper pulls if it doesn't come with them. All right, so I'm going to base this into place. Just following that curve. Oh, this is gonna look so cool. The side panels are meant to be made with number 3, so you're just gonna increase the overhang of your zipper on the side. So hopefully you can see there's more of that zipper tape in the seam allowance. I really want to keep it like a secret, but I cannot. I ordered a ruler like this that's 8 inches so that it's perfect for card slots in like a micro glitter plastic, and I can't wait to hold it in my hands. I'm so excited. I was up way too late one night just like trying to find someone who could make it happen, and I can't wait. So I just thought you'd all like to know, just to be ready if you need an 8-inch glitter ruler, sparkle ruler, they're coming. I need all of the rulers. I have to say I'm surprised how much I use my 1-inch ruler, but I got one because of you. I love my ruler. Like, I cannot make bags without it. However, if it were 8 inches, it'll be even better. And that's what she said. Oh goodness. No. I also ordered the cut and sewn by hand. Oh yay! Oh, it's so exciting. Do you know what is flex foam without the tricot? Yes, it is. It's a little bit thinner, so it just doesn't have that coating that the foam has. It makes it a little bit thinner. I know Monica at Castine Handcrafted uses it in her bag sometimes, and it is, I think it's cheaper, but it is thinner. So just keep that in mind. When a pattern says handbag zipper, does that mean number 5? Yes. Lauren out here making Michael Scott proud. I try. Don't use the one without the tricot. It sticks to your machine. Oh, it sucks to sew with unless you're going to quilt it between 2 layers. Good to know. I don't know if I've used it or not, but I used to use headliner instead of foam. But I definitely prefer the foam. If you combine it with the right interfacings and you don't fuse it, I think you'll enjoy it in the right setting. The Harriet handbag is one of my favorites to make. I do have like a comparing my skills then to now, because I made a Harriet probably 6 years ago and it's terrible, but I still carry it proudly because everybody starts somewhere. Let's just say be aware that it's tricky to work with. I was gifted a bolt of it and I curse at it every time I use it. No, that's good to know. This zipper tape is fabulous. It is like a perfect match for this bag. The fabric I'm using is a canvas that I've not interfaced. So my machine is kind of making it a little bit puckered. Hope you can kind of see that. But if I just kind of pull on it, the puckers will go away. You can see it's looking a little better. Yeah, I adore this pattern. Have you used Castine Sew Fuse? Yes, I have. I love the Sew Fuse Plus. I don't think it's tricky. I actually use Sew Fuse Plus here. It is not the same as Decaville Light. It's different, but it's good. It's so much cheaper for one, so I'm more likely to use the Sew Fuse Plus where I would normally use Decaville because the price is so much more affordable that I don't feel as bad for using it. But it doesn't give as much body as Decaville Light does. So hopefully that helps. I also must try. No, I don't know that I'd recommend using headliner. I don't use it anymore, but I used to. Especially when I worked at Hancock and I could, like if somebody came in to get some cut, I could then use a scrap piece, you know, the leftovers, remnants. That's the word. Is there a difference between waterproof canvas and water resistant canvas? Yes. So the water resistant canvas that I sell is not waterproof. Eventually water can soak through, but you've got a while before that happens, which is why I say it's resistant and not proof. So hopefully that helps. It is thinner and lighter. It doesn't have that like really thick backing. I also miss Hancock Fabrics. That was a fun job. I think I would, well, no, I probably wouldn't still work there, but that would be cool. I do have a more detailed tutorial on how to make this bag if you need one. Okay, so now I'm going to fold this back seam and top stitch. Switch my stitch length to a 5 to go over that side seam. Oh, Oro Rosa is having a birthday sale on the patterns. That's true. Can you tell me if you can use 100% polyester on an industrial machine? I feel like you probably could. You just want to make sure that whatever you are sewing, you've interfaced well enough. I think the 8700 within the Juki family is pretty much the only one that's good for lightweight materials. I should say within the 1181s, 1541 and 8700. And those are just like the big names. They have tons of other machines. All right, so then I'm gonna zip this so that the zipper is within that side seam and attach the bottom piece, which I have also interfaced with SewFuse Plus. I didn't want this bag to have a ton of puff to it, so that's why I'm not adding any of the foam. And then your bottom panel should closely match that top panel. If not, you may want to make some adjustments. And I am catching my zipper tape within that seam, but then I'm going to trim it down so that it isn't in my top stitch. Well, no, it'll still be in my top stitch, but I don't want it hanging down excessively. Okay, and then I'm going to fold that down and top stitch through. This vinyl is so beautiful. Ugh, I'm so conflicted. The minimum order quantity on this is insane. All right, so there is that side seam, side panel, not a side seam. So I'm going to set that aside and work on the other. And then we'll move on to the front panel. So you can see here there's these notched corners, and you want to make sure that you line those up. And then I'm just kind of stretching along that curve. It does look like underwear. You're absolutely right. Okay. I think it would be really awesome if you are someone who's new to making bags, etc., to like make this same bag once every year for yourself to keep. as a way to kind of gauge your skills and how you're growing as a bag maker. Or seamstress or whatever. It's your report card. Alright. Topstitching. I'm going to make sure that edge is folded the right way so that you're creating this nice edge. How is the new building coming along? Amazing. I love it. We're pretty much moved in. A stink bug just flew past my head. Didn't they get the memo that it's winter in Chicago? Ugh. Awful. I hate stink bugs. My old house, there were stink bugs all over in the whole house. I hated it. It was terrible. Always flying past my head. Zip my zipper up. You don't want to zip it too far because you might distort the shape of the panel. I went to talk to Sunny and they all talked about you, Lauren. All good things, of course. Oh, too funny. Oh, I wish I could go soon. The Dallas workshop, if you signed up, we're still planning on having it. We're just unsure with, you know, fairly new to bag making, working on my degree from the Mormino Bag Making University of Bag Making. I love it. I just made the Harriet for my mom, black vinyl and black and white striped roses. Oh, beautiful. I love that. Oh, I saw someone mention a Cricut. I just bought the 24-inch Cricut. Not Cricut, the Cameo, but I'm still super excited for it. I have the smaller one that I've had for 6 or 7 years. I got it for Christmas one year, but I'm really excited to be able to cut vinyl. Yeah, they mentioned the classes. I'm glad it got postponed so I can attend. I love it. That, and I feel like there's more things in the work from some other places. So sometimes everything is worth waiting for. I think more than anything, we just want to make sure that everything is safe. I'll be waiting for your thoughts on the 24-inch Cameo. Yeah, I'm excited. When kids home, time for chaos. I'll hop back on later. I have to leave at 3:30, so I don't have too much more time. But there is the other side panel. So, this bag. All right. Did I mark out my magnetic snap placement? I did. Oh, go past me. That's a good day. And magnetic snap on this piece. Did. Tell me I forgot the washers. Let me go find some washers really quick. I know I have some. have just deprived past me of some washers, so hopefully I remember to get some. I have interfaced the main panels of the exterior and the flap with SoFuse Plus, and then I added an extra, well, it's got SoFuse Plus and SoFuse, so it's got both layers. Alright, so I am placing the innie part of the snap on the main body of the bag. And I'm going to place the outie on the flap. So there's that one done. I'm really excited to see how the flap sews up. I might put this right sides together. I mean, I already have it set up that way, but I think the flap will look fine. For some reason, I've always done the flap as a raw edge. But I don't see why it can't be turned, so I'm gonna do that. Alright, stitch length set to 4.5. It's easier for me to go around the corners nicely with that smaller stitch length, but I feel like a 4 is almost too small, especially when working with a vinyl. You don't want the stitches too close, or you could end up perforating your seam. And I have my hand over the turn wheel to prevent it from going too fast. So I just kind of grip it with my hand to slow it down. All right, and then I'm just going to trim off the excess. Kira here, we've got Alex here. What a good day. Can you grip a turn wheel on a domestic? You could try. I don't know that I've really, maybe I have. So I didn't put anything over the washer, but you totally can. Depending on what I'm making, sometimes I do. Okay. So I'm just pressing my finger along that curve. This vinyl is so soft that it's turned really nicely. I don't have to worry about any creasing. I'm in danger. This vinyl is incredible. Alex, I can't wait to hear what you think about it. Someone said I would worry about timing on the domestic when you hold that. Have you made anything else on the Jaome HD9 after the NCW? I have not. I just have a bad taste in my mouth after that experience, but I definitely hope to. Okay, so I am first going to sew across the top of the flap so that the edges don't shift on me, because this vinyl, I don't know, I'm worried it would. And then I'm going to switch to a 5 stitch length because that is what I've top stitched the rest of the bag at so far. Not that anyone would really notice, but just because. I'm just gonna sew along that edge. I haven't had any projects that really scream to me to use the HD9 either, which is why I haven't. Because I wanted something lighter. I wanted something that would sew lighter weight materials mostly. And I always struggle with wanting to show people different machines, and like I make handbags for my business for a living as well, so it's like I can't stray too far from my own machine, you know. Okay, so there is our flap. I made my first bag following you last week. I'm addicted. It was just a simple vinyl canvas. Vinus. Hey, nothing wrong with simple. Learn the basics first, for sure. Yes, this is one of the vinyls I'm testing, and I can't live without it so far. But I think it's really gonna, I have to use it, you know, first to really know. Use the bag, not just sew with it. What brand of thread and size do those who have an HD9 use? That's a good question. Okay, I'm grabbing these square rings. Sadly, we are still out of stock in these simple square rings, and I believe it's black, nickel, and rainbow. We have 59 boxes of hardware coming, but we're just not sure when it'll arrive. And any of the paste film you could always reuse to put back on the bag when you're done making it, before you sell it or ship it off. However, don't send it back to us because we can't reuse that. I have an HD9 and I use Tex 45 and Tex 70. Said Ann G. Okay. Hi Lauren, I find myself using your sparkle clips positioned as rewards for end of the curve or over difficult seams. Oh, I love that. Like, here comes the glitter clip. We're getting close. Too fun. I love them so, so much. I'm really glad you all do too. Do you want the little product bag sent to your headquarters? Yes, that would be amazing. Oh, I forgot. So Magical Expo tickets went on sale over the weekend, I believe, or maybe it's tonight. They go on sale to the public, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. But if you guys are thinking about going, definitely get your tickets. Lynn's Handmade signed up to be a teacher, so that's going to be incredible. Last week I got a VIP ticket, but they were out of the VIP plus. Whoa. That's crazy. I am really excited to watch the So Magical Expo channel. If you aren't subscribed, you definitely should. She does interviews with all of the vendors, and I think she's going to do teachers as well this year. So you can kind of learn the backstory about everybody's business and check out what they sell. Sometimes companies do like exclusives for the expo. Oh, yay, Kristen. It'll be good to see you again. Okay, I'm cutting these in half. I'm going to mark it out. They're way too uneven. VIP Plus sold out when the first of the Patreon members could get tickets. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so 9.5 is the center. Yeah, great. Does anyone remember, these get placed an inch above the bottom on the Harriet? I'm pretty sure. Oh, yay, Alex. That would be awesome. VIP Plus. All right. Gonna be so fun. So I'm gonna fold these down to 8.5. It seems right. I look forward to your sew whatever nights. It's gonna be fun. We're not sure if we're gonna leave Dorothy with my parents or if we're bringing her. It'll be so much easier if she's not there. Otherwise, I'll just worry about her the whole time and miss her. I mean, I'll miss her anyway. But if I'll be like, she's just up there. Does anyone happen to know of a Canadian supplier for those lovely leather vinyl markers Lauren uses? Can't find them on Amazon. That is a good question. I don't know if Emmeline sells something similar or what. Auntie Charlie will keep her busy. Where is the Goosebumps fabric from? It is my design. Okay, adding double-sided tape to the back of my strap connector. If your machine does not like double-sided tape, you could use like an 1/8 inch wide or 1/4 inch wide double-sided tape so that you know you're not going to be sewing through it. Okay. Go ahead and tape the accent pieces as well. I don't normally like to use tape on the accent pieces because they're a single layer and sometimes you can see through it, but I don't think you're going to be able to see through this vinyl. It's got a nice durable feeling bag. You make the bags look so easy. I mean, they're not easy, but I have made so many times. I feel like if you really want to see me struggle making bags, you need to go into the Sew Whatever Facebook group and look up some old live videos. There's a lot of struggling going on there, which I'm happy to share. You gotta struggle in order to learn. All right, I think I'm gonna set these up 2 inches from the side edge and 1 inch from the bottom. No, I'm gonna go 1.5 inches from the side edge and 1 inch from the bottom. Yeah, that seems right. So then that I recall a mazy adventure. Yeah, for sure. That was a good struggle video. That wasn't that long ago. It was just January. Okay. There was also the piping incident. I think, is that one the mazy? Oh, too funny. Yes, perfect. So there is that. I can tell how old the videos are by the amount of stickers on your machine. Oh yeah, or the wall color. Oh, hilarious. You can also add a pocket to this bag, just a little slip pocket. Let's see, you'd probably, if you're putting the strap connectors with the part that I'm doing, you would want to cut it to probably 7 inches wide, right sides together, so along the top, flip it, top stitch, lay it in place, probably want to baste it, and then lay your strap connectors over top to cover the raw edges. Lauren, don't forget the time you messed this up. No, I'm just kidding. I think the earthquake is still one of my favorites. Just the fact that I'm like, oh no. Like, what are you gonna do? Nothing. All right, let's top stitch. Stitch length set to 5. It looks like it's a really nice height from the top. I believe my connectors are too far apart from the original pattern, but I'm just gonna go with it. I still think it looks fine. I'm not worried about it. I really want to test the durability by just sewing straight down that, but I cannot. Knowing that it will likely mess it up, probably not a good idea. If you're going to add foam to the main panel of this bag, I would wait until you're done adding your strap connectors and accent pieces, so that the bag doesn't like fold on those seams. The edge that's really swoops out is what lines up at the bottom. Krista said the piping incident was also when we were screaming for her to change the bobbin. Okay, so swoopy part down at the bottom. You could add piping to this little swoopy edge too if you wanted. It would be really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and top stitch these so that this panel is finished. Maybe I did time this or put these exactly where they're supposed to go. Otherwise, my accent pieces, it wouldn't have even covered. So, go me. I wonder, oh, maybe they're supposed to be angled with the bag. Maybe it's supposed to be like 1 inch from the outer edge at an angle. It's definitely too late for that. Yeah, I think I was supposed to be angled. Oh well. It's done. So there is our exterior main panel. I'm going to go ahead and mark out where I'll be adding my rivets. Just so I remember to do that later. I probably won't have time right now. I'll continue on. Basting. I recall the camera falling into a video once. I'm here for the authenticity. Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm about. Alrighty. I am what I am. Alright, I've got 20 more minutes or so before I have to end the video. I'd love to get the exterior completed. I think we can do that. Oh, and then that. Rude. I'm thinking about purchasing an Arbor press. I see Crystal Townsend of, is it Cheeky Charming or something to that extent. But then I also watched Geordie's Leather Studio. I watched him talk about it. Oh, Charming Cheek. Okay. This is one of my favorite shirts to wear. I went to get it out of the, well, yes, I got it out of my closet this morning, and then I went to get Dorothy up, and she was like, "Ghost? Ghost?" And then I went to her closet, and I was like, "What do you want to wear? Do you want to wear your Ghost?" And she was like, "Ghost." So she's wearing Ghost today. And so am I. And it's January, and who cares? All right. Got our caps. So with any rivet press, I like to make sure that the post is nicely seated and that you hear the cap kind of click into place. I have non-stick mats, like the dish mats. Ghosts are for all year. Yeah. Are we not haunted all year? Come on. I feel like it really helps to prevent any like so aka slippage. Any slippage. And then I'm using the 9x9 double cap rivets that I have on my website. Awesome. And then I gotta add my nameplate. So I'm gonna add it to the front panel. If you weren't haunted before 2020, you are now. Come back. I want to go right above this area. Kind of center out my ruler and then lay my nameplate down. My nameplate is 2 inches wide, so I just kind of lay that in between the center of 2 inches and mark out where the posts are. And then carefully seam rip where it's going to go. Push it into place. Apply the washers. Stacy said, what time did the live start? We started about an hour ago, and we've got about 15 minutes before I have to stop it. Okay. So now we're going to put right sides together on the side seam. You're going to want to do your best to line up those side accent pieces with the bottom seam of the side panel. And I'm going to clip these together. You can decide which side you follow, but you're going to want to sew right next to your interfacing. I'm going to switch my stitch length to a 4.5. I'm going to back stitch just one time over the accent pieces and then continue sewing. And my hardware is getting a little bit in the way of my foot. So all I did was kind of lift the panel up so that I could slide that hardware out of the way just a little bit. Just because the fancier square rings have a little bit more bulk to them. And then you'll decide if you want to sew, if you want to butterfly, open that seam, or stitch on the main panel, or stitch on the side accent panel. And I think I'm going to sew down the side accent panel. I'm sure that the pattern has a specific side you'll want to sew on, but I love the idea of keeping this like really bright rainbow contrast stitch on the black vinyl. But keep in mind, it's going to get really bulky down at that seam. So what I can kind of do is cut away just a little bit of it to help out a little bit. I don't know if it'll actually help, but maybe it will. Yeah, it feels like it did. And just go really slow over that seam. Oh, yeah. You can see. It's so perfect. So perfect. And then you want to make sure that you don't add your pieces in the wrong order. I'm just saying. So I think it's kind of smartest to add your side panels to the same side to start with. Yeah, this vinyl is incredible. We have so much fun playing stuff. Wow, so much fun stuff planned, including public speaking lessons for me. Not really. I would never. In fact, that's one of the reasons like I didn't continue with college, which is kind of funny now that I think about it. All right, so I've just kind of cut away here. Trimming down those layers. Yeah, the unicorn main thread is beautiful. I'm not going to be able to finish top stitching this. But I also don't want to rush through it. So I probably won't be finishing this bag on a live stream, so I do apologize, but I'll make sure to post a photo of it over on my Instagram at Sewing with Lauren. Be careful of the seam ripper. Did you hear? Maybe the video hasn't posted yet. No, maybe I know it was the Felicity where I cursed you. Because you cursed me. Too funny. Yeah, I don't think. Top stitching on that side panel. And if a seam is too bulky, you could always try hammering it down just a little bit or compressing those layers. And then the last one is the trickiest. Karina said, the vinyl, or hold on. Doris said the vinyl has a suede look on the screen. Does it really look like that? It does kind of, yeah. I giggled when I heard it and felt bad at the same time. It's a nice video, Alex. Yes. Does making the stitch length help go through thick material? Making it longer? No. But increasing the stitch length can help on a domestic machine if you're working with a vinyl that's kind of sticky. You can kind of increase the stitch length to help make your stitches look a little more even. All right, and now comes the fun part of top stitching. This seam. And because I didn't use a bunch of really thick materials on the exterior like foam and Decaville light, it's a little more manageable to top stitch this seam. I don't think I've made this bag without top stitching, but you could definitely try. So I'll go ahead and add my purse feet onto the bottom panel. We'll flip this out just so you can see what it is looking like so far. And then these side panels just zip up to make the bag a little bit smaller. Super fun. Look at the zippers. Love it. And then once we add the flap on there, it's gonna look even more stunning. How did you like the McFly backpack? I loved it. It was super fun to make. I will have the video tutorial for that up in a few weeks. Oh my god, you did make it work to the zippers work. Both kids are now home from school. Bye. The thread I'm using is from geekyhardware.com. Okay, first feet super quick. And then that is all of the hardware that this bag needs, which is awesome. I am adding 2 zippered panels. I don't think I'm adding the expandable slip pockets, but I might be. I've just become really obsessed with those pockets. Okay. So I am snipping the center of my bottom panel. Oh, I already marked it out. Great. And I think it's a bonded polyester. I'm not sure. Alex, will you be doing more lives? Yeah. Yay, more subscribers for Alex. Okay. I'm going to go 1 inch in from my stabilizer and 4 inches out from the center to mark where my purse feet are going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now Alex is going to have to sign up to teach at the expo. I'm totally kidding. Unless you want to. You should, though. Alex, you come teach, and I will just back you up. How's that? yeah, I sold the McFly that I made. And then I got a request for another one. I'm not sure when I will have time to do it, but would love to be able to. I wish I could do custom orders. I have some from like March of 2020. No, I know you're coming to be the helper, but like you just go ahead. You teach. I'll help you. Because anxiety. It's great. I love it. Okay, duct tape along the bottom. Oh man, I just had a really fun idea to add like accent stitching to the bottom panel. I'm just not confident enough in my sewing abilities to do it, which I feel like is probably saying a lot. But to like sew around the purse feet, you know, like an inch or so from the outer edge, just so you can see that on the bottom of the bag, that would be really cool. Let's just do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna trim these down. Enjoying having our house back? Absolutely. All right, so I am not watching my foot right now. I am watching the edge of the fabric against my seam guide. Echo. Off. All right, and as soon as I'm done with this, I gotta go. I'm gonna regret this. So, going nice and slow on the bottom. Oh, wow. Okay. So there's what that looks like. And then I don't think I sewed far enough in from the outside edge because I like just barely hit that stitching. So if, well, maybe I'll just give myself a little bit of room and follow that line. Yeah, I should have sewn from the other side. Ooh, I could still do it. No, I'm not doing that again. But I want to say, if you're going to do that, probably do it from the other side and follow the edge of your stabilizer, because I just outlined my stabilizer. So, didn't do much good. All right, thank you so much to everybody for spending the afternoon with me. I'm going to figure out what tag I want to add to the inside of this bag. And then go pick up Dorothy. I think it's going to have to be this cork one. The Cosmic Cork. It's just a no-brainer. It goes with everything. Alrighty. Hit the like button before you leave. I thought you meant to me. I was like, what? I don't want to. No. Just ordered some of the Cosmic Cork. I remember you mentioning that because you didn't want to miss out, and I don't blame you at all. Thanks so much to everybody who hung out with us today. I appreciate you all, and I will see you later. Bye. Oh, I always hit the button. It's like right there.